to benefit the local communities that we are in. This one happens to be Region 6, Brazoria County. And we chose, is it up there? It's not up there. Just the enter button? So, very boring slide, but the community service project that we chose is the local CPS. Is there anybody in here who knows what a rainbow room is? Ever heard the term? Anybody? Anybody? I had neither. So, CPS, if you find it an unfortunate event to find yourself in a CPS office at midnight, and you know what I'm talking about, those caseworkers will often need to give you, your family, your children, supplies. Things that you don't think that you need in the middle of the night that you have to leave. It can be anywhere from a brush, a toothbrush, a toothpaste, to a packing play because you need somewhere for the baby to sleep. And this is where they can go and shop for those things that are, of course, donated because we know the government doesn't give that much, right? So, of course, these things are essential needs. So that is why I'm here today. We good? So now we know why I'm here. And I need to put my glasses on. Don't touch me. Young Professionals Organization is for the young at heart. So that's what I am. So definitely not young. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have have children? By round of applause, how many of you have children? Sounds like a lot. I'm not here to do everybody, but okay. How many of you have adult children? A little less. Let me go a little further. How many of you have adult children that you did not think would make it to adulthood because they were going to kill each other before they made it to teenage? By round of applause. I can't clap. I'm one of them. Anybody's kids fight? Yeah, mine too. And still do. However, the choices that they make as they grow into adulthood will absolutely slay you. So now that we figured out that we all have children, and all of our children do fight, and make choices of their own as they grow up, and sometimes end up closest. I'm going to tell you a personal story. I'm going to put myself out there. So this next slide is mine. These are mine. Those are mine. They're cute. They're cute, right? Those are my 3 children. And that was taken the instant that that girl got out of the car. She had not seen the 2 boys for 2 years. The youngest one on the left had just joined the Navy, and this was his first time home. The one on the right, who you can't see very well on the slide, is absolutely in tears, is his older brother who had joined the Navy 2 years prior. And by some miracle, both of them were on leave at the same time, and their sister was late, and this was a river trip that we had planned to celebrate their homecoming. And the minute that they got out of the car, that snack was taken. And that picture is special to me because that was the moment when I was like, they kind of do like each other. That's pretty awesome. There were times I thought that those 2 boys would absolutely kill each other. So, now you've seen mine. I told you that story to tell you this story. So, back in the day when the middle one was a preteen, I went to go pick her up from a social event, and one of her friends was like, bye, make good choices. And I thought that was adorable. And so I started saying that as a joke. Bye, and I do it mostly to embarrass my kids. Leave them off to school. Make good choices, mommy loves you. You know, the thing that we do when we drop them off and embarrass them. The thing is that it started being a thing in our family. Make good choices, and they would do it too when they'd drop me off at the grocery store and embarrass me. Mom, make good choices. This was a thing. When make good choices actually hit was when those 2 boys I had to say goodbye and send them to the Navy. Goodbye. I love you. Make good choices. So, what in the world does this have to do with what we're here for today? I'll tell you. It's about choices. And sometimes kids don't have choices. Sometimes people make choices that affect children and families who have no choice in the situation. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So, if you can read this slide, in 2019, and we're just going to round that up to 30,000 children, we're in foster care in Texas in 2019. The second bullet is according to the Department of Family and Protective Services website that I verified with an actual caseworker. As of May of this year, there are 3,127 children in Brazoria County alone that have been placed in some type of care or treatment. A lot of these, there's no choices here. There's no choice in them being there. They didn't do anything to get there. But when they're there, how can we make their stay a little better? And that's where we come in. So, the Rainbow Room, like I said, is an essential drive. And just like me saying make good choices on the day of my son's employment hit different to me, this drive hits differently when you think about the fact that this is no shame on any other drive. But this drive is different. This isn't about Christmas time toys, and this isn't about school supplies that your children might need, although however they might need that. This is about essential needs that these children need every day, that these caseworkers need to have on hand in their offices every day to make these child or families a little less traumatized, is that the right word? This could possibly be the worst time in their life, and they need some stuff. And this is right off the website, diapers, car seats, school supplies, formula, all these basic items that they need to be able to pull off of their shelves to make sure that these kids can go to school the next day and, not be in dirty clothes, get some clean pajamas, you know what I mean. So, now you know why we're here, now you know what we're doing, and I had included this slide. This is also on our website. So in 1967, when the S and the B, Slaughter and Brookshire, for those of you who don't know, they put their life savings in 1967. And I don't know about you, but back in the day, it was way more dog-eat-dog than it is now, competitive. And they started with saying, let's never do anything we'd be ashamed of. Not like, let's make this thing just run until the tracks run out. Man, we're gonna make some serious money, which they did. But they did it based on the fact that let's never do anything that we'd be ashamed of. And that's what they've tried over the years to put forward to every single employee that they employ. I think let's never do anything to make yourself be ashamed. Okay, let's never do anything we'd be ashamed of sounds a lot like something I said to my children. That's not right. That's not right. My goodness gracious. There it is. Make good choices. Never do anything you'd be ashamed of is basically saying, make good choices, right? For you and for the people around you. And so that's what we're going to try to do today. So, what are we going to do? Let's look at what we're going to do. We're going to raise money. And I'm going to do something a little different because I know we can do it, because I've met most of the people on this property, and I think this can be done. Goals should scare you though, right? If you can't pick a goal that doesn't scare the ish out of you, then you probably didn't pick a big enough goal. So we're going to do that. Do you remember that slide when I said 3,127 kids? That's per month. Let's break that down per day. That's what is that? 34. Well, you know what? Let's take it half. That's 1,500 kids. What if the data's wrong? 1,500 kids per month. Let's just say that's absolutely crazy, right? You can't tell me that there's that many kids. Maybe that's a typo. Let's take it to a third, y'all. Let's take it to a third. That would be 1,020 kids a month. That's 34 kids a day that travel in and out of this CPS office every single day. That's a public classroom that comes through. What if we just give $10 to every child? $10 to represent them getting an essential need. How much money would that be? And we're going to round that up. So our goal is going to be $15,000. That's $10 per child for 1,500 children, which is about half of what they actually see in a month. Anybody scared of that? Anybody up for a challenge? So what are we going to do about it? Primary goal is 15,000. I'll come up here and tell you where we are. This is going to go until July 31st. It's not just today. You do not have to give a thing if you don't feel led to give a thing. If you feel so led, you can give a certain amount a week to help us meet our goal. There's lots of ways to do it. If you need extra information on anything I've spoken about, or if it's touched your heart in a way, because I know there's some of you that have actually probably been in the system or know somebody who has, come see me, because I've been in contact with a caseworker, and I can give you more information. So those of you who want to donate actual cash, obviously that's going to be the easiest. If you will look on your tables, there's this fancy flyer that I made, and you see that QR code? no working. I just found that out this morning. It doesn't scan right, or at least it doesn't scan right on my phone. But that Cash App handle that you see there, that works. You'll see it go to one hexene, and the girl's name is Heather Little. She's our YPO president. She's the one who's helping me take care of this. You choose to Cash App to the one hexene Cash App that's on your table. If you choose to give monetary cash, I will have people outside on all exits, including myself, to take that for you every week until July 31st. And I will also have a present, a little piece of something to tell you thank you for listening to me, giving me your attention, and just considering the numbers we talked about. Also, Terry wanted, just to make my life a little bit more difficult, to say that we will also take not only monetary donations, but if you feel so led, we're going to have 2 boxes. They're going to be on each corner of the lunchroom, if I get permission, to donate actual items. I'll have the flyers that you see on the table, on the boxes, along with a list of things that I think are creative that people might need in a bad situation. You decide what you want to bring, you decide what you want to give, and we'll go from there. Does that sound okay? Anybody? Okay, I'm going to take your silence as agreement. Thank you very much for having me up here. Go out there and make good choices.